Okay, so let's start with our warm-up. So still just marching on the spot or move just in any way you like, as long as you get your heart rate a little bit higher, your body temperature a little bit higher as well. Okay, and then let's watch our posture. So let's try to make ourselves taller. Bring our heart up towards the ceiling. Okay, we take a deep breath in, okay, and just relax. Okay, let your shoulders, let your chest kind of come down a little bit. Okay, and let's repeat a few more times. Breathing in, okay, taller and chest up. Look up slightly if you want to. Okay, breathing out. Okay, just the opposite, mostly just relaxing into it. Okay, and just repeat. Okay, and you can slowly exaggerate the motion if you feel okay. Okay, just keep doing that a few more times while I let more people into the class. Okay, let's go side to side. So just looking left and right first. Okay, slowly move your shoulders as well. Okay, glance where you want to go and your body generally follows. Okay, take a deep breath in as you turn. Okay, exaggerate motion. Okay, swinging through our shoulders. Okay, reach across with both arms to the front and to the back. Okay, let's open up the chest a little bit more. Fingers back. Okay, press the palm out. Try to separate two hands. Okay, and pull back. As you breathe out, just give yourself a hug. Okay, once again, imagine trying to separate two hands, or you're pushing something else against the side. You can try to give yourself maybe a tighter hug. Okay, both arms, both hands behind the pelvis. Okay, you're going to lightly press the back of your hand into your pelvis. Okay, and try to pull your shoulders back slightly. Okay, deep breath in at the same time. Okay, and as you breathe out, just relax. Okay, and repeat a few more times. Okay, so contract and relax. Okay, deep breath in as you try to open up. Okay, breathe out as you relax. Okay, and coming back out. Let's go side to side. Okay, adjust the shoulder level for now. Okay, let's go front to back. Okay, try to turn your thumbs in as you reach back. Okay, thumbs back out, or upwards as you reach up. Okay, and I'm going to press up. Okay, gently at first. Okay, maybe smaller range. Okay, once again, open the palm as you press up. Okay, if you don't have any pain, and slowly reach a little higher, side bend a little bit more. Okay, now we fold both arms together, breathing in. Okay, try to bring your chest up. And let's do a couple more times. So let's try to get use a slight amount of tension, see if you can get your arm closer to your ears, okay, but without going into pain. Okay, and then we're just going to reach our elbows up, back out, and down. Okay, so going into a circle with the elbows. Okay, you can slowly exaggerate the circle by pulling the elbows closer in, maybe a little high up, a little further out, a little further down, okay, if you feel comfortable. And we switch direction for a couple of times. Okay, and then elbows beside the body. Okay, you're going to keep it there as you press your arms, your hands out. Okay, extend the elbow, come back in. Okay, so squeeze something in your armpits. Okay, and don't let go. Okay, while you press the hands out. Okay, and try to repeat just in the opposite direction. Okay, hands out a little higher, elbows out a little higher, reaching the armpits. Okay, thumbs will be facing backwards as you reach your hands out. Okay, rotate back and repeat. So continue. Okay, so you should feel your entire kind of arm rotated kind of forward as you reach in. Okay, and let's do the opposite. So try to reach into the armpits. Okay, without rounding your back so much. Okay, and let's have the palm up a little bit. Okay, if you want, you can lightly apply a little bit of pressure for the fingertips. Okay, and you're just going to turn your elbows out. You might feel almost like a tight stretch on the wrist, maybe the forearm. Okay, if it's too painful, just don't press so hard on the top hand. Okay, but try to see if you can open the shoulders, open the wrist. Okay, let's try, we shake it a little bit first. And when you're ready, let's try the same thing on the other side. So imagine you're holding onto a plate, okay, and you're going to just apply a little bit of pressure downwards with the other hand. Okay, and just trying to open up the shoulders while keeping that plate on your hand. Okay, and we're just going in and out. So it could be fairly tense for some people. Okay, check it out. Okay, let's just draw a bigger circle with our wrist and a hand and a finger, so the entire hand moves a little bit. Your goal is to draw not a fast circle, but a bigger circle all the way around. Okay, and maybe repeat in the opposite direction. Okay, so elbows beside the body. You're going to turn your pinky towards yourself. Okay, so imagine trying to reach your shoulder with your pinky. Okay, and you turn the other way. Try to imagine pressing something in the thumb. Okay, rotate it out. Okay, so we are rotating just the forearms and the hand and the wrist, and that way. Okay, and let's rotate each finger. Okay, if you're tired, feel free to stop marching at any point, or you can just go into just pumping the heels, okay, and go through each finger, so the index finger. Okay, try to jerk sort of circle towards the back of the hand. Okay, so you're still trying to open up the palm a little bit more. Okay, ring finger, it's okay if multiple fingers move, okay, as long as the one that you're trying to move is actually moving. Okay, maybe lastly the pinky. Okay, and then just kind of wiggle each finger a little bit. Okay, bend the tips of the fingers a few more times. Okay, so making a claw shape. Okay, and probably forearm maybe a little tight, so let's shake it out. Okay, so let's go on to the pelvis a little bit. Okay, so let's try to imagine our pelvis is a bowl of water. Okay, you're going to tilt the bowl of water backwards, okay, and forward. Okay, technically we're moving our low backs. Okay, so if anything hurts, we want to stop. Okay, so we do not need to move into pain. Okay, let's try side to side a little bit. So try to tilt that bowl of water sideways. Okay, and a little bit the other way. Okay, let's try to move the upper spine a little bit more. So let's bring our arms in front. Okay, so we're just going to focus on the middle of the X. Okay, so we're going to bring that point down a little bit. Okay, so once again, you don't have to go into force yourself. Okay, and then you're going to turn sideways a little bit. You're going to drop one shoulder down, one shoulder up, pull one shoulder up. Okay, start to rotate upwards, pushing the middle of the X up to the ceiling. So we're not so much, maybe not leaning back. We're trying to bring that point up. Okay, turn to the other side a little bit. Shoulder up, shoulder down. Okay, and half circle down, bring the X downwards. Okay, and just repeat on the other direction. So turn it a little bit first. Shoulder up, shoulder down. Half circle up, pushing the middle of the X to the ceiling, feeling the muscles in the mid back engaging a little bit. Okay, turn. Shoulder up and down. Half circle down. Okay, let's repeat one more time. Okay, if there's no pain, you can try to do a bigger motion, but just a gentle circle is fine. Okay, so just go at your own pace. Okay, and back up. Get off a little bit. Okay, and let's go into the neck. Okay, it's very similar idea. Once again, just be gentle with yourself. When you look up, try to bring your chest up as well. Okay, so focus on the chin now. So you're down, across a little bit. You're up, you're down. Half circle up, bringing the chest long. Look in the other direction. You're up, you're down. Roll downwards. Okay, and just repeat on the other side. Okay, once again, chest up as you look up. Okay, if anything hurts, remember to stop. Okay, maybe just one more time. Okay, coming back. Okay, let's just draw a full circle of the shoulder blade. Okay, just loosen up again. Okay, exaggerate the shoulder blade motion a little bit. Let's have our arms up. Okay, so let's try to have our shoulders up and down. Okay, so we're moving the joints kind of in the back. That's where our arm kind of attaches to like a triangular bone in the back. Okay, and that kind of this floats on top of our back. Okay, a little bit harder. See if you can reach forward and back with the shoulder blade. Okay, so my arm is staying straight. The motion is from my almost in the back area. Maybe a little bit harder to control. Okay, and if you can, see if you can draw kind of a circle around. So from front angle. Okay, my hand is not really moving. It's mostly it's really just a few motion in the upper back area. Good. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, let's go into the lower body a little bit more. So go into a full circle. Okay, try to move from the hips. Okay, so you can think of your head almost stays in the same place. Okay, but it's your hips that's going around a circle. Okay, you can sort of exaggerate the circle if you feel comfortable. And you can relax the upper body for this. Okay, go into the backwards a little bit. So you're gonna feet still roughly maybe armpit width apart. Okay, you're gonna push the hips back. Okay, and coming back out. Okay, so at this point, if you have your stick with you, you can use this to check. If you don't, it's okay as well. Okay, but you can put your stick right behind your back so your head is touching, your in between your shoulder blades is touching. Let's turn this way. Okay, and then your tailbone is touching the rod as well. Okay, and if you're a little bit slouched, you'll find that it's everything wouldn't be touching. As you use a different color stick, just so it shows up a little better on camera. Okay, so let's try this one. Okay, so don't try to look up to touch your rod. Think of bring your chest up. Okay, lengthen your entire body. Okay, and you go try to keep this alignment as you push the butt back and coming back up. Okay, so if you don't have a rod, that's okay. You can just kind of similar motion. You can look in the mirror maybe, or just kind of go by feel. Okay, but see if you can maintain the same shape of your spine as you push the butt back. Maybe feel a little bit of a stretch behind. Okay, and coming up. Okay, so just 3 to 5 times for now. Okay, now let's push our toes outside more. Okay, exact same thing, but this time bend the knees a little bit more. Okay, so sitting on a tall bar stool now. Okay, so your knees should be over the feet. Okay, so from the side, back and hips, pretty much no difference. The only difference is that your knees are up straight, your knees are a little bit more bent, and your upper body is a little bit more bent upwards. Okay, so a little bit more tension in the thighs. Make sure your weight is not shifting so forward. Okay, make sure your weight is still at least centered on the feet. Usually for most people, it might be a little bit backwards towards the heels. Okay, and let's try 3 to 5 times as well. Okay, let's move the hips a little bit more. Okay, so you can hold on to something. So I'm going to hold on to my stick. Okay, you can hold on to a wall or a chair. Okay, usually if you're holding a rod, you can lightly press down on the rod, and that helps us to engage kind of our trunk muscles a little bit. That makes it a little bit easier to balance. Okay, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, and then maybe switch sides. Okay, so once again, you can lightly, so you can even feel it. So when you press down on the rod and you feel your stomach area, you should feel like it almost tightens a little bit. Okay, so that's how we want is how we can stabilize our body. Is that really to engage our trunk muscles a little bit. Okay, so you don't have to press too hard, but sometimes a light press can help us to stay balanced. Okay, and as you go back, see if you can squeeze your butt muscles a little bit. So if you want, you can put your hand on your butt. Okay, as you push your leg back, see if you can engage this part of the body or the hips. Okay, let's go side to side. Okay, so still gentle motion, light motion at the beginning. Okay, so now let's try to lift. We're going to add a little bit, actually, let's repeat on the other side first. So let's swing other leg. Okay, if your stick is on, I forgot to mention, if your stick is on like hardwood floor, just be careful with the stick slipping. If you are pushing down, something like carpet might be a little safer, unless your stick somehow has some as a like rubber stick or something like that, and it's less slippery. Okay, so just be a little careful with that. Okay, so now we're going to go into more rotation of the hips. Okay, so maybe a little bit, just a little further out, maybe shoulder width. You can lift one leg up slightly. Okay, and you're just going to be swinging your leg back and forth. Okay, and you're going to try to touch the stick on the inside. Okay, and you're going to slowly see if you can climb a little bit higher. Okay, and then climbing back down. Okay, let's try the same thing on the other side. Okay, so kind of a little bit lower first. Slowly see if you can go a little higher. Okay, if you have hip replacements, don't try too hard. Okay, so now I'm going to go in the opposite direction now. So still roughly the same distance away. You're going to press, so I just switch legs. Okay, I'm going to press my leg out now. So I'm still swinging my leg back and forth. But I'm pressing a little more outwards. Okay, and I'm trying to touch the rod or climb up and down the rod as I rotate my leg. Okay, and I'm going to switch on the other side as well. Okay, so pretty much my knee more or less in the same, stay in the same line. Okay, but I'm turning or rotating my hips so that my feet is like almost like a broom, just sweeping back and forth. Okay, and relaxing for a second. Okay, so let's just try to bend and extend the leg, the knee a few more times. Okay, slowly see if you can pull your heels high up. Okay, if you have stiffness, if you have pain in the knees, just take it easy. Okay, until you feel like it's a little bit looser. Okay, we're going to use a little bit more effort. Okay, so you can hold it in one hand or just in front. Okay, I'm going to use one hand. Okay, once again, lightly press into the stick. Okay, and you're just going to have standing on one leg again. So you can just extend the leg, try to press the heel out. Okay, and come back in. Okay, a little bit higher. Okay, a little bit higher. Okay, so I feel the muscles in front of the hips, front of the knees. Okay, so I'm trying to drive the heel forward while keeping the same shape in the rest of the body. The higher you go, of course, the harder it becomes. It's okay if your legs doesn't fully extend, okay, but you can put in a little bit of effort if you feel comfortable. Okay, and slowly back down. Okay, relax in between. Okay, make sure you're still breathing in between. So a little bit of effort, maybe about 30% effort. Okay, don't try to go too hard. Okay, it's okay if your legs doesn't go all that high or your legs doesn't straighten out all that much. Just a little bit of effort where you feel the front of your hips and your legs engaging and a little bit of a stretch in the back. Okay, and let's try the same thing on the side. So still lightly pressing down the stick just so that we get engagement in the trunk muscles. Okay, starting off kind of low. Okay, and try to think of just driving a heel forward. Okay, still trying to stay tall. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this, so mobility is not just about how flexible you are, it's being able to control our joints in a bigger range of motion. So that actually involves a little bit of strength. So to actually lift the leg that high up, not only does the back of the leg has to be flexible, the top of the leg has to be strong, the rest of your body has to be strong in order to stay balanced while you're moving your body in bigger range. So this is something we are kind of training for as well. Okay, we're going to go backwards next. Okay, so similar idea. You can switch arms if you want. But we're going to go backwards, so feet slightly back. Okay, and our goal is just to still lightly press down. Bring a heel towards the butt. Come back down. Reach a little further back. Okay, and pull the heel up again. Okay, the further back you go, the harder it's going to be on the back of the thighs. Okay, be careful about cramping up. Okay, and remember we're not trying to do this so much. Okay, so and this to kind of help us to not be kind of leaning forward so much. Okay, we're squeezing our butt muscles. Okay, and maybe slowly come back. Okay, and shake it off. And let's repeat on the other side. Okay, take a break at any point you like. Okay, if it's very challenging for you, you can stop at any time or just do less of it. So I'm still lightly pressing down. Trying to squeeze my heel up towards my butt. Okay, make sure I'm still breathing. Okay, remember at most 30% effort. Okay, if you're younger, if you don't have any high blood pressure problems, maybe go up to at most 50%. Okay, and shaking out a little bit. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring. Actually, we might not do this one because I think this stick will probably slip for most people. Okay, so let's go to the heel for now. Okay, so I'm going to put you can still hold on if you want to, okay, but let's just kind of take it a little easier. I'm going to just rock back and forth. Okay, side to side a little bit. Okay, your lower body may actually rotate a little bit as well. Okay, but try to lift the same side edge of the feet up a little bit. Okay, and last one, you can once again you can use the stick for support or just anything for support. Okay, while you draw a bigger circle with the toes. Okay, you can even see if you can keep circling while you're lifting your knee, raising up and lowering the knee. Okay, and let's try the same thing on the other side when you feel ready. Okay, so we just draw circles. Okay, maybe if you want to, let's practice lifting our knees as well. Okay, use two support if you need to, especially if your stick would slip on the floor a little bit. Okay, definitely a chair, definitely don't press too hard either. Okay, and lastly, let's go into a full circle. Okay, so this one, you can definitely either use a stick if it's not slippery or use a chair if it slips a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use the stick. Okay, so I'm still lightly pressing down. Okay, I'm just going to, actually, let's go backwards. Okay, so focus on the knee. You're gonna bring the knee back, okay, and you lift it up off to the side, like you're stepping over something. Okay, and just come back to the front. Okay, so slowly see if you can exaggerate motions. So press it, get the knee back, get it up. Imagine the box you're trying to step over is getting bigger. Okay, and you have to lift your knees a little higher. Okay, the box is even bigger now. Okay, any pain in the hips, just don't go too hard. Okay, let's do a few times the opposite direction. Okay, so as you press, go back, try to press your foot back. Like you're trying to kick someone behind you. Okay, so kick someone behind you as you press back. Okay, can be pretty challenging on the opposite hip. Okay, shift things off a little bit. Okay, when you're ready, you can do the same thing on the other side. So step over a box, and then the box gets slightly bigger each time. Okay, so just a very small box in the beginning. The box is getting a little bigger, so you have to bring your knees a little high up. Okay, now the box is even bigger than before. Now you really have to lift your foot, lift your knee to get it up and across. Okay, and let's try a couple of times the other direction. So once you reach your limit on the side, kick someone behind you. Okay, but we're always staying within our pain-free range. Okay, so once again, if it hurts, don't go there. Okay, and check things off a little bit. Okay, let's take it a little easier. We're going to just move our feet and toes. Okay, so our feet is mostly on the ground, just the toes are lifted off. Okay, if you have any toes problems like bunions, things like that, you might not be able to move as much. Okay, just do our best. Okay, and doing the opposite, let's scratch the floor with our toes. Okay, see if you can spread your toes out. So try to press the big toe inwards, press the other toes out. Okay, for fun, just see if you can just lift the big toe up. Okay, or you can even try to draw a circle with the big toe if you are able to. Okay, the other toe is keeping the big toe down. See if you can just lift the other toes. Okay, lastly, let's try to play the piano with our toes. So just the big toe up. Okay, and then the second toes or the third toe up. And then you're slowly going to see if you can raise the toe kind of one or two at the same at a time. You may take a little bit more control or conscious effort. Okay, but let's just do this kind of for fun. Okay, and let's shift things up a little bit. Okay, so let's give the lower body a little bit of rest. We can go into a little bit more upper body, a little bit more shoulders. Okay, kind of a repeat of what we did last time. But what we're going to do is going to hold a rod with both hands, maybe at least shoulder width apart, can be a little bit wider. Okay, so roughly the length of your hips is good. Okay, so if you bend your knees, the rod is roughly in that crease. Okay, So the general idea is that when we try to press the stick together, so I'm trying to make the stick shorter almost, you should feel the front side of your body engaging as you press the rod together. Okay, when I do the opposite, I try to pull the rod apart. Okay, so the back of the shoulders, my back muscles is also tightening a little bit. Okay, so whenever we go forward, we're trying to engage the muscles in the front. Whenever we're trying to go extend the body, we're trying to use the muscles in the back. Okay, so it's just something for us to help cue the muscles of our back. So we're using these and not being lazy in a sense. Okay, so we're just going to raise the stick up and down first. Okay, so I'm trying to bring it up, breathing in. Once again, just do smaller motions first. Okay, don't try too hard. Okay, let's almost re-warm up our shoulders. Okay, you can just kind of pay attention to how that feels. Okay, just for maybe 3 to 5 times. Okay, once again, take it easy at the beginning. Okay, don't force yourself to go too high when it starts. Okay, now we're going to try to engage the muscles in the back as we lift up. Okay, as we come back down, we're going to do the opposite. So you're going to be lightly pulling the band apart. I need to connect my battery. Okay, so you're going to lightly pull the stick apart. Okay, so I'm trying to yank the stick longer. Okay, but slowly and most kind of 30% strength or so. Okay, while you're still pulling, you're gonna bring your arms up. Okay, so I'm still pulling the rod apart as I lift up. Okay, and you might find it's a little bit easier to reach overhead this way. Okay, as I come down, I'm going to lightly press the stick together. Okay, once again, at most about 30% strength. Coming back down. Okay, and then repeat. So I'm pulling the stick apart slowly, gently to about 30% of my maximum effort. Okay, and I'm going to lift up. Okay, still breathing in and out. Okay, bring my chest up along. Okay, and as I come down, I'm going to lightly press the stick together. Okay, so let's do 3 to 5 times in total. So that was the second time. Let's do a couple more times. Okay, you can go faster, slower, up to you. Okay, so just press in. And when we go down, okay, pull apart as we reach up. Okay, so take a break if you're done. Okay, so I'm probably do about 4 times. Okay, so this is the last time for myself. Okay, that's for a second. Okay, shake it off a little bit. Okay, could be a little tiring for the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but more rotation this time. Okay, so stick roughly maybe shoulder width. You can even go backwards and go wider. Sometimes it's more comfortable if you're just holding by the end. Okay, so we're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, just so that we are locking down our hips a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to go, let's go side to side a little bit first. Okay, if you get dizzy easily, just keep looking forward and just move the shoulders and the spine. Okay, so now I'm going to add just a little bit difference. Okay, so what you're going to do is that you're going to pull the stick apart as you turn. Okay, push the stick together as you come back to the middle. Okay, once again, pull as you turn, push. Okay, deep breath in as you turn as well. Okay, so shoulders might be a little bit tight by now. Okay, we're just going to do kind of one more just in the opposite direction. Okay, so once again, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, widen your stance as much as you need to for balance. Okay, but see if you can square your hips to the front. Okay, see if you can bring your belt buckle upwards. Okay, just to get a little bit of stretch here, just to lock on the hips. Okay, once again, hold it stick in any fashion you like. Okay, and once again, let's just do 1 or 2 times. Just gentle turning. Okay, when we're ready, then you can lightly pull the stick apart. Take a deep breath in as you turn. Okay, it's easy if you glance towards where you're going. Okay, and as you come back, press the stick together. Okay, and repeat on the other side. Pull and turn. Okay, and let's come back there. Okay, so let's shake things off a little bit. Shoulders probably a little tight. Okay, so let's actually take a break and sit down. I think I'll be a little tired by now. I'm a little tired. Okay, so let's just do a little more of the wrist today. Okay, so let's have the hands together. So we're going to do a prayer stretch, okay, but just with a little bit more efforts this time. Okay, so you can just have your hands kind of together like this first. Okay, so your goal is to see, okay, try to see if you can almost try to imagine lengthening the fingers. So make it straighter. Okay, almost imagine trying to pull your hands apart. Okay, so right now it should be fairly easy. Okay, now let's bring the wrist down a little bit more. You still might be able to pull the hands apart, okay, but it's a little bit more difficult. Okay, hands and wrists even lower. Okay, at this point, your fingers might just move apart a tiny bit, or you might not move at all. Okay, but you can still feel the effort in the back of the hand. Okay, so I'm kind of contracting and relaxing. So I'm trying to pull it apart and relax, pull it apart, relax. Okay, and you can go a little lower. Okay, right now it's probably definitely doesn't move. Okay, but you're still trying to lengthen the fingers, straighten the fingers out, try to pull them apart, try to pull your hand apart as well. Okay, and we're just going to contract here, try to pull separate 2 hands, separate fingers. Okay, medium 30% effort or so. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, coming back out. Okay, so once again, we're not just trying to kind of pull, use our hand to pull the hands apart. We're actually trying to pull ourselves apart. Okay, so you should feel the back of the hand engaging. Okay, so let's just do the opposite. Let's just stretch it out for this one. Okay, so You can grab your hands, one hand on top of the knuckles on the other hand. Okay, you can lightly close the hand a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to, this one is just stretching. So let's just try to straighten out the elbows, lightly press it forward until you feel the stretch in the area that we just used. Okay, we get a little bit up here as well. Okay. Okay, going in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Probably shake it out a little bit, maybe a little stiff. Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other hand. So still the palm covering the knuckles. You can lightly close out the fingers as well. Okay, that will make it a little bit harder. Okay, and you're just trying to straighten out the elbows, push the wrist down while kind of pulling the fingers towards yourself. Okay, just go to a point where it's maybe slightly uncomfortable, but not painful. Okay, and just still deep breaths in and out. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Holding for more for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And shake it out a little bit. Okay, let's just do a little bit of the neck as well. So let's do the back first. So you can either use a towel, okay, or you can use your hand. That works as well. Okay, so if you're holding a towel, you're just going to wrap it behind the neck like so. Okay, if you are just using hands, you can just have your fingers behind. Okay, both would work. Okay, just so we're going to try to press our kind of head into our hands backwards. Okay, so you can do the same thing here. Okay, so once again, maybe just 30% strength or so. Okay, make sure you can still breathe. Okay, the good thing about a towel is that you can also it makes it easy to turn. Side to side. Let me try with yeah, this actually works as well. So you can see you can lightly press the head back. As you turn side to side a little bit. Okay, the best way to do this is what I find is that if your line's kind of straight back onto like a harder surface, you can do the same thing a little bit easier. Okay, so let's do the opposite. Okay, we're gonna put the kind of the hands underneath our chin. Okay, if it's a little uncomfortable, you can use towel as almost like a cushion. Okay, so don't try to push too hard with the hands. Just try to bring your chin down. Okay, so you're not trying to give yourself an uppercut. You're just trying to bring the chin down. Okay, just feel the muscles in the front of the neck tightening a little bit. Okay, make sure you can breathe. Once again, maybe 30-50% strength at most. Okay, once again, you can add a little bit of rotation as you bring your chin down. Okay, and relax. Okay, let's go sideways now. So we need to put a hand against the side of the neck, outside the head. And you're gonna lightly press the head into the hand. Okay, let's try to open the shoulders at the same time. So let's try to bring your elbows a little further out. You can gently move back and forth a little bit. Here's the side of the neck, a little bit tenser. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, once again, 30, do at most 50% effort. Okay, let's open the shoulders while we're here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do kind of almost the wrist and the neck at the same time. So let's just try to, if you can, see if you can point your fingers inwards. Okay, and you're gonna sit on your hand. Okay, if it's not comfortable for you, just grab the bottom of the chair, it's fine. Okay, so while you're here, see if you can press your shoulders down. So you're gonna try to push your palm into the chair, and a lot of people are gonna feel a stretch in their wrist already. Okay, and you're gonna try to get your ear away from that shoulder as well. So it's not gonna have a lot of room. So probably a little bit to the side. Okay, if you want, you can use the other hand to help you pull just a little bit more. Okay, and just doing deep breaths in and out. Okay, so take a really big breath in. You should feel almost a little bit more stretch here, just because the chest is actually rising as we take a breath in. Okay, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, shifting us off. Okay, so just a very last one on the other side, and done. Okay, once again, see if you can press your palm into the chair, lower your shoulders down. Okay, but once again, about 30 to 50% effort at most. Okay, get your ear away from that shoulder a little bit more. Use the other hand to help if you want to. Okay, once again, deep breaths in and out. So coming back, shake everything else again. Okay, so we're actually a little over time. So thank you for coming, everyone. Just before I should have mentioned in the beginning class, there's no class next week for Thursday and Friday. Next Friday is going to be the holiday. Thursday, I'm taking a day off as well. So next Thursday and Friday, there's no class. Take care. Bye-bye.